I do apologize. Took a brief break in the stream because I was not feeling well. Laid down for a little bit, took a little bit of medicine, and we're back. Just like that. I also deleted the first stream attempt just because I don't know, something about me feeling sick and getting sick on stream isn't something I necessarily want up on my channel, you know? It's just kind of embarrassing. Um So yeah, I did delete the first hour of today's stream, but we're back, and I'm gonna continue streaming for at least another hour or two. Again, as long as sorry, the hiccups from drinking all that water. Um, as long as I don't feel too bad, we'll continue. As long as I can keep my wits about me. But like I said, the first hour of the stream, we went from 2500 to 2620. So we did about 120 resets in the first hour before I ended up getting sick. And my goal is to at least get another couple hundred. Hi, Emily. It's wonderful to see you. Put some music on in the background while I'm thinking about it. The hunt is going okay. Like I just said, I did sadly have to end the stream a little early. I streamed for about an hour, felt sick, ended the stream, and now we're back. So if anyone's watching this stream in the future and you're wondering why there's just an hour missing, it's because I felt like shit and I didn't want to keep that footage up on my channel. I don't know why, there's just something so, like, embarrassing about being sick. I don't know why, I don't know what it is about, like, human nature that, like, we're embarrassed to be sick. Maybe it's, like, some evolutionary shit, like, back when we were, like, I don't know. I can't think of the word. Is Homo sapien the right word? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, it's the mentality that, like, if an animal is in a pack or a group, if one of them is sick or injured, they're more likely to be left behind. I know that's not true for every animal. But, like, maybe that's why it's so embarrassing as humans to be sick. It's some evolutionary bullshit. Hey, what's up, Hotter Star? Nice to see you. It's Charmander from Pokemon. You're so right, brother. How are you doing? I do feel bad though that I deleted the first hour of this stream because I got sick. Because we were having a great conversation in the chat. It was some funny conversations and we were talking about some fun stuff. It was like top tier commentary. And I'm a little sad that I had to delete it. But that's okay. We'll continue on. Who's to say that this version of the stream, this second attempt, won't be better? Oh man. How are you, by the way, Emily? I don't think I asked. How many shiny Charmander have you caught so far today? Technically, 132. We've gone from 2,500 to 2,632. So, only 132, but on the bright side, we are grinding away again. And I wasn't going to let a little illness stop me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping. I know this sounds so obvious to say. It's like the most Captain Obvious statement and the least intelligent thing I could say. But I'm really, really hoping that we get the shiny on like the under instead of the over. Like, of all the shiny hunts I've ever done, this is the one where I really am hoping, praying, begging we get good luck. Because we can't even start playing the game until we get shiny Charmander. Like, the Let's Play is basically on pause until we get shiny Charmander. For those of you who don't know, by the way, I probably should reiterate that I'm playing this game, and the challenge is I can only use shiny Pokemon. And therefore, before we can even start playing in the first place, I need to get a shiny starter Pokemon. So I can't even leave my hometown, can't even leave Pallet Town until we get a shiny starter. And that is testing my patience, very much so. Because I just want to play the game. Oh, god dang it. This one fell behind. I feel like I'm so bad at keeping all 4 systems in sync. Yeah, like for example, I've had some shiny hunts get really unlucky. Like some of the worst luck imaginable. I don't quite remember the exact number. I could probably look it up. Actually, I could very quickly look it up. Give me 1 second. It would take me like 2 seconds. All I gotta do is go to my page on Twitch, go to my video producer, then clips, and then just search the word Nickit, which is a Pokemon. Oh no. I found it. I told you I could find it in just a couple seconds. My unluckiest shiny hunt ever in my life is shiny Nickit in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The odds of finding that shiny were 1 in 800. It took me 4,590 attempts. I don't really know what the math for that looks like. There's probably someone in the chat who's much better at math than me and would be able to figure out just how bad the odds of that are, like just how crazy the statistical chance of that happening is. But the fact that it was a 1 in 800 chance of getting a shiny, and it took me over 4,000 attempts to find a shiny Nickit, it's still, to this day, the unluckiest shiny hunt I've ever done in my life. Meanwhile, the luckiest shiny hunt I've ever done in my life was shiny Wooloo, also in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The odds of finding that one were 1 in 400. I think that was after I got the shiny charm, and the shiny charm in that game, it cuts the odds of finding a shiny in half. So instead of it being 1 in 800, it was 1 in 400. But the odds were still 1 in 400. That's still pretty, rare. And I found a shiny Wooloo in quite literally 1 attempt. The first try. Which to this day is still the craziest thing I think that's ever happened on my stream, statistically. And the luckiest shiny hunt I've ever done. So, I've had my fair share of bad luck. I've had my fair share of good luck when it comes to shiny hunting. And I'm really hoping this shiny is good luck. Because like I said, I just want to play the game. Now granted, the odds of getting a shiny in these games are 1 in 8,000. So we're nowhere near over odds, We have not even come close to hitting those odds. But realistically, it's a 1 in 8,000 chance every single time we boot up this game. And I'd really appreciate it if we got that 1 in 8,000 chance, like, right now. I'm also just impatient. This series has tested my patience in ways that I don't think I've ever attempted before. I don't think I've ever challenged my patience like this before. Like I said, I am a very naturally impatient person, so something like this it's a challenge for me. It's almost extra difficult, you know? I do feel like I need to play a little bit more efficiently, though, because as I was doing the reintroduction of this stream, once we started the stream back up, and like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I only did 130 resets in the first hour, which is not very good. That's not a lot. My efficiency down the drain. So I kind of want to speed up here. I mean, I can only go so fast, but what I can do is just kind of focus more on the game and get distracted less. That's for sure. I sometimes get distracted too easily, especially if like we're having a really good conversation in the chat. I have a nasty habit of just forgetting to play the game. I'll completely put the game on hold and just kind of sit here and talk to the chat and not even focus on the game. It's maybe something I need to practice a bit more. Oh no, how this one Game Boy always gets off sync. And I think the reason is because when I'm playing all four at once, my hands are like this. And not only does that block the screen for you guys, but it also blocks the screen for me. Like, I can't see this screen, so I can't tell if I'm pressing the right buttons. Ugh, it's so frustrating. This is what I mean, though. I gotta fix my efficiency. And that is the opposite of efficiency. Why are you not... Maybe it's just something about this Game Boy. I don't know. We're switching it out. I'm annoyed. I don't know why I can't get this Game Boy to work. I don't know, maybe it's where I place my hands or the buttons. It's gonna make me mad. We're 13 minutes into the stream and I'm already mad. Alright. Maybe you need a Charmander summoning circle with candles and a pentagram? Oh my god. Listen, I'm getting desperate, but I don't know if I'm that desperate. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. That's the word I'll use. I'm trying to be optimistic, especially because we're not even close to hitting odds yet. Like, realistically, if we get this Charmander before we hit 10,000, before we get to the 5 digits, I'll be happy. The odds are 1 in 8,000. I would be okay with, like, 9,999 being the Charmander. But the second we hit 10,000, at that point, we're already 2,000 over odds. And there's just something about hitting 5 digits that I think might break me emotionally. So, like I said, I'm praying that we get lucky and we get a Charmander within the first 8,000. I mean, ideally, in a perfect world, I would love the Charmander right now. Like, again, it's the most obvious thing to say. But if ever there was a time for us to get good luck, this is the time. This is the one shiny hunt where I really am begging for good luck. How many total are you at again? Oh, it's on screen. It is on screen, but I would have happily shown you the clicker. You know? I don't mind. The only reason I use both a clicker and the number on screen is because I oftentimes worry that I'm going to forget to either click the clicker or forget to update the number on screen and like actually increase it. So this way, by using both methods, I'm almost like double checking your work. You know how like when you were taking a math test, your math teacher always kind of hounded you, constantly repeated the same phrase, the same sentence, check your work. They'd hand you that piece of loose leaf paper, be like, make sure you're checking your work. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, but with the number of shiny resets. Also, I know I was supposed to stream for like 4 hours today, but because I already streamed for 1 hour, and then ended the stream because I was feeling sick, I'll probably only run this stream for like 3 hours max. Like I said, it depends on when I get burnt out. I don't want to get bored of this, nor do I want to start growing distasteful. I don't want to be annoyed playing the game, you know what I mean? I feel like that would just kill the vibe. So, we'll see how long we actually stream for tonight. Hopefully I don't get sick again, that also might ruin it. Might ruin the length of the stream like it already kind of has once. Literally had to delete my first hour of the stream because I got sick. Unlucky. At least you know it's multiples of 4. Very true. I think that's almost more helpful than if I was doing it one at a time. Actually, I know for a fact it's more helpful having it in multiples of 4 than just one single number going up. Because a couple months ago, I did a challenge live stream where I raced around a Mario Kart track in the open world game mode of Mario Kart World, the free roam. And I raced around that track 100 times just so I could say, like, haha, I, did 100 laps on a Mario Kart track. And one of my viewers ended up going back and counting all of the times I missed the clicker, all of the times I forgot to increase the counter on screen. And I thought that I did 100 laps. But my one viewer messaged me online and they said, no, you did 170 laps. That's how many times I forgot to increase the clicker. Like, I forgot to press a button 70 times stating how many laps I was on, how many times I'd gone around in a circle. Like, what? That's still insane to me. I almost don't know if I believe them, but I'm too lazy to go back and check for myself. Like, I'm not gonna rewatch that stream just to count the number of laps. But yeah, supposedly it was 170. I know it was more than 100. I know for a fact it was more than 100, because there was a couple times I got distracted talking to the chat, and I would forget to click the clicker, and I didn't know how many times I forgot. Like, I didn't know how many laps I missed, so I would usually lowball it, because I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to say I did 7 laps when I only did 5. So normally, like I said, I would lowball myself. And if I did like 5 laps, I'd probably only put like 2 or 3 on the screen. Because, again, I didn't want to cheat. I didn't want to be lying to y'all. So, I knew it was more than 100. But 170 seems crazy. Like, I'm genuinely concerned for my mental health if it was actually 170. I had a tally counter, and I was made sure to hit the tally at a specific point so it wasn't off. See, that's what I should be doing. But my memory is still so bad where like if I have a specific moment in the game that I have to hit the tally, let's say it's when I turn the consoles off. I know I'll forget sometimes. I mean, that's just been proven in the past. I've literally proven that to be true in previous live streams. So the only way I've found to actually fix my own mistakes, and I guess a better way of wording it, the only way I've found to fix my memory and keep myself accurate on stream is having two methods of counting. Having a second method like this clicker is keeping me pretty on track and almost entirely accurate. I know it's not perfectly accurate because that same viewer who messaged me about my Mario Kart stream, that same viewer who told me that I did 170 laps instead of 100, has messaged me a couple times saying that I was off. For example, I think after my second live stream, I was off by 8. I forgot to click the clicker like 8 times. And I also, thus, forgot to increase the number on screen. But 8 is way less concerning than 170. I feel like if I'm like 5 or 10 off of the actual number, I guess technically that wouldn't be true. Wouldn't be possible. If I was like 4 or 8 off of the actual number, say we're at 2680 right now, 2680. Say the actual number is 2688. That's not a big deal. I'm not going to get upset about that. But if I was off by 70 right now, I would be a little disappointed in myself. But you know, that's why I have the viewers that just keep me in check. That's when my viewers step in, send me a DM, and tell me that I am stupid. And not good at math. It's mostly just my memory, dude. My memory's so bad. Okay. I'm wondering what we can get to tonight. I think we can get past 3,000 tonight. If I move at a good pace, we can get past 3,000. Beautiful. When did you end up getting your Tepig again, Sam? I know you said it was under odds, but how many resets was it again? Okay. Let me check. I can't remember the number. I know you told me. It was actually kind of crazy, looking back. Alright. I also need to make sure I'm, like, double checking the Charmanders on screen. Like, not only am I double checking the number on screen, but, like, I'm looking at each screen individually, all 4 Charmanders individually, before I turn the systems off, just so I make sure I don't miss the shiny. That's the one nerve-wracking thing about doing a Charmander shiny hunt specifically, is, as you can see, with the little sprite I have on screen, that sprite is not much different than normal Charmander. Like, if we were doing a shiny hunt for Mudkip right now, Mudkip's shiny is a completely different color. He goes from blue to, like, pink. So, if we were shiny hunting for Mudkip, it would be pretty hard to miss a shiny bucket. However, Charmander, I have a lot of worry and anxiety that I will miss the shiny Charmander. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm a naturally nervous person as it is, and that doesn't help. Shiny odds calculator says there's a 30.6% chance you'll get it by attempt 3000. I like those odds. I like those odds, boys. 6,598. I have a video of it posted in Discord. Yeah, send it in the Discord. I'm curious. I also just like seeing shiny videos. I like seeing people find shinies. It's like my favorite type of YouTube content. See, if you have the shiny calculator pulled up, by the way, my dearest Sonic Generation fan, would you be able to do a calculation for me? Specifically for a Pokemon that was at 1 in, like, I don't remember the exact number. We're just going to say 850 odds. I forget the default odds of a shiny in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'll Google it real quick. Pokemon Sword and Shield odds. Oh, probably should write the word shiny in there. Shiny odds. $819, sorry. Yeah. I was at 1 in 819 odds. The odds for this shiny hunt I was doing before, was 1 in 819. I accidentally clicked this one too many times. It's gonna bother me. We'll fix it next time. And it took me 4,500 attempts to find a shiny at 1 in 819 odds. I'm curious what that math equates to. Because that, I think, will go down as one of my unluckiest for sure shiny hunts. 4,500 resets off of 1 in 800 odds is insane. I still can't believe that happened. Did you hit it? No, not yet. We haven't quite landed on gold yet. Gold. I mean, we basically are looking for a gold. I know I made a Counter-Strike joke, but it's a gold Charmander. It's not wrong. I posted it in general. Give me one moment, Sam. Check it out here in a sec. Yeah. Odds were 6,000. Oh, that's so satisfying. Absolutely love the shiny animation in black and white. That's sick, though. That's sick. Okay, sorry, we'll get back to the game. The odds of going 4,500 attempts without a shiny... I clicked it one too many times again. Anyway, sorry. I interrupted myself as I was reading your message. Hey, thanks for stopping in, cool. I appreciate you. Have a nice night. Enjoy your modding. Odds of going 4,500 attempts without a shiny at 1 in 819 odds is a 1 in 244 chance. Very unlucky. I watched a video of a guy look for the same Tepig, and it took him 20,000 attempts. Listen, I'm a big believer in the sunk cost fallacy. It's why nowadays I try not to just completely quit things. Um, like, for example, this shiny hunt. We're gonna keep going till the wheels fall off. I don't care if it takes us 50,000 attempts. We're gonna keep grinding till the day I die. But it does get to a point where it starts to feel almost hopeless. And I also think the boredom plays a big factor. So even though, like I said, I'm a big believer in the sunk cost fallacy, and I normally don't give up on things because of the sunk cost fallacy, it is a fallacy. It's in the name for a reason. And every once in a while I will give up on something. I mean, I think a perfect example of that, an example that Sonic Generation fan loves to remind me of in the chat, is my Mario Kart free roam playthrough, or 100% attempt, whatever you want to call it. I really, really wanted to 100% Mario Kart World, and the only thing that stopped me from doing that is the free roam game mode. Because it was so unbelievably boring, unnecessarily tedious, and it was just not fun. And when something like that happens, or I have a moment like that in a game, I start to see the fallacy in the term sunk cost fallacy, and I give up. Like, I've been trying to give up on games less lately, especially because I used to be so terrible at it in the past. Like, the amount of games in the past that I've started and stopped, played but not beaten, is embarrassing to admit. So nowadays, I try to actually finish the things that I start, and beat the games that I play. But like I said, there's still some exceptions to that rule, and there are still some games that have broken my spirit. Mario Kart World was one of those, because the free roam was just so bad. It was so terrible. It just wasn't even fun, man. That's what ruined it for me. I don't mind grinding in a game. I actually quite like grinding. I don't mind a playthrough of a video game taking hundreds, if not thousands of hours. But what I don't mind... No, that's not the right word. What I do mind, and what I won't put up with, is if a game is not fun. Because then I just feel like I'm wasting my time. You could watch YouTube shorts and skippity brain rot on your second monitor to make yourself less bored. I guess that's true. You know what would be kind of fun? I don't know how I would set it up. I would probably have to use my phone. Because the way I live stream, I just feed all of my desktop audio through to the stream. Which I know is a little lazy. A lot of live streamers, they'll feed like the audio from their microphone in. The audio from the music I'm listening to into the stream. And then if they're playing a video game, they'll feed the audio from that specific video game, that window or that incident of the video game into the stream. I just do desktop audio because it's so much easier than having to create like 20 different audio tracks in my mixer and have 20 different audio tracks feeding into my live stream. However, while I wouldn't necessarily be able to watch like Netflix on my computer while streaming, because again the audio would feed into my live stream, I could listen to like music or watch a TV show on my phone, and you guys would never know. I feel like that's unprofessional though. I feel like that would be just ethically wrong if I was live streaming but like listening to a podcast on my phone or watching a TV show on Netflix. I feel like That's just very unprofessional. God dang it, I pressed wrong buttons. Oopsies. I have seen clips of streamers admit to doing that though. Like, I've literally seen people. Wait, what? So I shouldn't spam you on Discord? What do you mean, Brandon? Oh, are you just like, do you mean like you were gonna check in on me? I appreciate that. If you were actually gonna check in on me, that means a lot. That's very sweet. I am feeling better now though. I think I was just like, I don't know. I had such a bad headache, and also my stomach hurt a lot. Both my wife and I got Chinese food yesterday, and I don't want to necessarily blame it on the Chinese food, but both of us have had like really fucked up stomachs ever since. I don't know if it's food poisoning or like just an unhealthy reaction to the specific food we ordered. I don't know. But both my wife and I feel so sick after ordering that Chinese food yesterday. So I think the combination of my head hurting and my stomach hurting just was not a good concoction. And that's why we had to end the stream. Anyways, what was I saying before that? Sorry, I got a little distracted. Oh yeah. I've seen clips of other live streamers admit to like watching Netflix on their second monitor while they stream a game on their main monitor, and the chat is none the wiser. I don't think I can do that though, because I would be so embarrassed if I got caught doing that. I don't know why. It's not like it's anything wrong. It's not like, you know, you're getting caught watching fucking porn on stream. I think that would be a little bit worse. But like, again, I think it should just be unprofessional. And it would paint a really bad picture about like, you know, how much I am treating live streaming seriously, or lack thereof. So, yeah, we're not going to have Netflix open in the other monitor. Plus, I don't think I'd be able to focus on a video game, the chat, and like a YouTube documentary on the other monitor. A Netflix true crime show. Like, nah. I already struggle as it is to focus on both the game and the chat. I mean, we all know this. If there's like a really good conversation going on in the chat, if the chat's super hype and it's super energetic, I'll sometimes forget to play the video game because I'm just so focused on like talking with everyone in the chat. So I don't think I could balance both of those things and have a Netflix open on my second monitor at the same time. I got Chinese today and my fortune cookie was stale. That's so upsetting. I love a good fortune cookie. I don't know what it is. They're like the most basic dessert of all time. There's nothing really special about them, but they taste so good. However, on the contrary, if you get a stale fortune cookie, that's like the worst dessert of all time. I feel like there's no middle ground when it comes to a fortune cookie. It's either a Chinese delicacy or a stale disappointment. I don't even know how to react to that message, Sonic. Sorry, I just thought about how, like, you know when you're in trouble as a kid, your parents would call you by your full name? When I'm talking to you normally, you're Sonic Generation fan, but when I'm disappointed, you're just Sonic to me. Your name gets shortened to Sonic when I'm upset. When I go Sigma mode. Sorry. What the fuck is wrong with me? Sorry, I didn't have Chinese food, but I wanted to feel included. That's okay, Sonic Generation fan. See? You earned your normal name back. Immediately in one message. See, that's why I wouldn't be a very good parent. I wouldn't be able to discipline my children well. Like, if they did something wrong or bad, I'm too lackadaisical. I'm too nice to, like, make them sit in the corner for more than 10 seconds. It's something I struggled with when I was a supervisor at my previous job. I tried so hard to, like, be friendly with all of my employees. Like, I really wanted to make people have the best day at work possible. Because, like, work naturally sucks. Even if you love your job, it's still work, and it still has, you know, some negative side effects to it. But, like, for most people, I don't think it's crazy to say. I don't think it's a hot take to say that work sucks. And I very much so wanted to go into my role as a supervisor, just, I don't know, trying to give people the best day at work possible and be a positive influence on my employees. But that made it really difficult for me to then, like, write someone up when I had to. Or fire someone, which I had to do multiple times. Like, it always sucked. It sucked so much and I wasn't good at it. Sentence your children to 1 second of no iPad. They might die. Yeah, that's how to go from a single parent of one to a single parent of none. Take away the iPad. Watch your child just completely turn inside out. Like a black hole. A dying star. Their body just turns in on itself. They become like an eldritch beast. I'm really vibing to the music tonight. I think we've listened to this playlist before. It's got some bangers on it. I mean, Pokemon music has always been phenomenal, but specifically the music through generations, I'll say 3 through 5. Some of the best music of all time. And maybe I'm biased, including Generation 3 in that list. I know most people would say the best music comes from like Generations 4 and 5, but I'll throw 3 in there as well. Hey, welcome back, Helsing. I think Generations 3 through 5 are some of the best, not only Pokemon music of all time, but just the best video game music of all time. Wonderful to see you again, Helsing. I'm liking this music. That's what I'm saying, dog. Like, it's keeping the atmosphere up. Keeping the vibes good. That's why the games look so bad. They dump all the budget into the music. I know, bro. Like, I feel so conflicted talking about Legend ZA, the newest game, because there's some moments where I completely got just like completely removed from the game. Like, when I play a video game, especially a Pokemon game, I want to like self-insert in the game. I want to pretend that I'm actively playing my character's life and I'm inside of the game. Like, it's very much so self-insert for me. And there were a couple times playing Legend ZA where that illusion would be shattered, and I'd almost have a moment of existentialism because I pretend that I'm in the game, and then I see a building that looks like it was made out of Play-Doh and PS1 graphics, and it took me out of it. But at the same time, some of the music in Legend ZA was so fucking good. Like the Rogue Mega Evolution battles, the music that would play during those battles, I mean, it's just phenomenal. It was so perfect. So I'm very conflicted about how I feel when it comes to Legends ZA, because there's some things about it that I absolutely love, but then other things that just make me sad. But you're not wrong. They dump all of their budget into the music. I still think it's crazy Toby Fox helped collaborate with some of the songs in Scarlet and Violet. And I listened to those songs specifically, and maybe I'm just gaslighting myself. You know? Maybe it's just a placebo effect, but like you can almost hear the Toby Fox influence on those songs. And that's what I mean, like Pokemon spends so much time on their music, and the music is so good. I mean, they're getting people like Toby Fox to help compose soundtracks. But then you play a game like Scarlet and Violet, and it's so broken and buggy and glitchy, and the graphics are middling. It leaves me feeling emotionally conflicted. I think I liked Scarlet and Violet less than Legend ZA, because a lot of Scarlet and Violet, like the theme of the game, the setting of the game, is a school. Like you're a high schooler going through high school. And me personally, as a 27-year-old man who never wants to go back to school again, in fact, I just have negative memories associated with school, I don't really want to play a game where so much of the theming is centered around school. It's not really for me, you know? No luck? Yeah, sadly, no luck. At least not yet, Elsing. That's okay, though. I'm keeping my spirits high. My optimism is through the roof right now, boys, let me tell you. After beating Emerald for the first time, I've now experienced the classic music. Listen, again, I've said it twice already this live stream, but I'm gonna say it again. I have a strong bias for Hoenn and Generation 3 because they were the first games I played. But I absolutely adore the music from Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I know that they're kind of a meme. A lot of people make fun of how much trumpet there is. But it just brings me back to my childhood. It's peak nostalgia. And I think it's so good. Like, it's also phenomenally composed for a Game Boy game. I think that's another thing that impresses me so much, and I think that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The music in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald is so insanely amazing for a Game Boy game. It always impresses me. I feel the same way about Black and White 2, because they were the last games made for the DS. And the way Nintendo and Game Freak were able to make those games look and sound on a DS is mind-blowing. It's some of the most beautiful pixel art I've ever seen, and it's one of the best soundtracks of all time. And it is like the best soundtrack on the DS. They took the DS and they were able to make a masterpiece of music with it. It's so impressive. Same for me. I'm glad you relate, Helsing, because I sometimes feel like if you admit to being a Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald fan, you'll get weird looks. Like, I feel like people judge Generation 3 sometimes, and those people are normally Generation 4 fans. Some of my biggest ops throughout the years have been Generation 4 fans. Like, there was this kid growing up that would ride the same bus as me to school, and we'd both be on the bus, and I'd be talking about how much I love Pokemon Ruby, and I'd be playing Pokemon Ruby on my Game Boy, and he was playing Pokemon Diamond on his DS, and he would just make fun of me because, in his words, I was playing a worse Pokemon game. And firstly, fuck yourself. All right, fuck you to that kid. Secondly, though, I just don't agree. I don't agree. I think Ruby and Sapphire are great games. I think they have such a unique charm to them, especially being on the Game Boy. Yeah. Oh shit. After this reset, I'm gonna go quickly grab my phone off the charger. I realize that I don't have my phone on me right now, so if like my wife texts me, I won't be able to see it. Give me 1 second, boys. We'll get through this reset, and then I'll get up and grab my phone for a brief moment. It should only take me like a minute. No, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed select instead of start. God dang it. Alright, no shinies. Alright, before we turn these back on, I'm gonna grab my phone real quick. Give me just one moment, boys. I gotta make sure I get... Dude, it's so difficult to get out of my desk without knocking the tripod over. Foreshadowing. Alright, cool. Taking my belt off while I can. I didn't want to do that on camera because, you know, didn't want to get you guys too excited. But my belt was like digging into me from when I went out earlier. I always try to wear a belt when I'm like out and about, out on the town, you know? I want to look professional. But then when I come home, it just annoys me. Like wearing a belt, it makes me angry. Like, if I never had to wear a belt again, I would live a happier life. Sorry about that. Oh no, I missed so many messages. Completely behind on the chat. I'm never gonna catch up, actually. Alright, sorry about that. Put my phone over here. Alright. Let's get back into the swing of things, shall we? There are a couple things that we talked about in the first hour of the stream that I ended up deleting that I kind of want to talk about again. I'm just going to quickly repeat myself. That way they're on record for this stream, and also anyone who wasn't in the first hour of the stream that I deleted is able to hear these conversations and be a part of these conversations. One thing I said in my first attempt at this live stream was a rough plan. We talked about kind of the schedule moving forward for the live stream, because we just recently finished 2 playthroughs, which means we can now add in place 2 new playthroughs. Technically, the only playthrough we're doing right now is Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's the only game we're playing right now, because we just finished 2 playthroughs in the last 3 streams. And I think one playthrough that I want to start up and add to the schedule is Stardew Valley, but I can only grow corn. Obviously, we're going to be able to make money in other ways, whether that be farming, or mining, or investing in farm animals like cows, who will give us milk, and sheep, who will give us wool. I can make money that way, but when it comes to growing crops, I'm only allowed to grow corn. Are you gonna do a 16-star speedrun of Pokemon Fire Red? I guess technically I could. There are 16 gyms exactly. But we could try that. I still feel so bad, brother. Because you were so excited about the 16-star stream. And then you showed up literally in the end cutscene. The final cutscene of the game. And I felt so bad. To be fair, though, I also wasn't expecting to beat it in an hour. I thought it was going to take me over 2 hours. Because I'd never done it before. And there were some things that were challenging. There were some things that took quite a lot of time. Like, Mip's clip took me over 10 minutes. But on the contrary, something like BLJ's, which I expected me to take another 10 minutes, I think we did that in like 2. I was honestly surprised with myself how quickly we were able to learn BLJ's after never really doing them before. But no, Mip's clip, that sucked. Dude, I was struggling. I was getting so impatient with that stupid rabbit. That dumb little rabbit was pissing me off, bro. But no, I feel so bad, brother. I'm so sorry. I think you also said in the chat that you didn't realize it was Thursday, which, fair. I also never know what day it is. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know if it's a weekday, a weekend. I only know if I'm working or not working. There is no Thursday in my brain anymore. It's just work or no work. Which is kind of sad to say out loud. It's a little depressing to admit, but that's okay. But yeah, going back to the topic that we were just discussing. We have 2 open slots in our stream schedule. I like playing around 2 to 3 games at a time. This is one of them. Therefore, we can play 2 more. And Stardew Valley is going to fill that 2nd slot. And then for the 3rd slot, I'm going to keep it a secret. But I will say it's either going to be a DS playthrough or a 3DS playthrough. And I think it's just going to be a normal Let's Play. Just a normal Let's Play of a DS or 3DS game. I haven't decided which yet. I haven't even really decided which game yet. But when I do decide, we're going to keep it a secret. I don't want to spoil it. And I think the reason I want to do a normal Let's Play is because technically this is like a challenge playthrough, what we're doing right now. And the Stardew Valley Let's Play is definitely a challenge playthrough. I mean, we can only grow corn. That's gonna greatly stifle our ability to beat the game. So I want whatever game we add to the 3rd and final spot on our schedule to be just a normal Let's Play. It's X and Y, I already know it. Yeah, let's immediately play X and Y after we just played Legends EA. Back-to-back Kalos, boys. Pokemon Conquest. That's actually not a terrible idea. I kind of do want to play that game at some point, because I've never played it before, but at the same time, I know I won't love it. It's not my favorite genre. And when it comes to Pokemon side games, it's not very high up on my priority list. Now, I am, very much so, a mystery dungeon girly. I love me a good mystery dungeon game. So maybe we'll play a Pokemon mystery dungeon here in the future. That's a genre of video game that I love. And you know, another game in that genre that I actually want to try, because I own all 3 games on Steam, is Etrian Odyssey. I have all 3 Etrian Odyssey games on Steam, and I really, really should play those, like, soon. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. Power World. Powered for the DS goes crazy. Yeah, I got my 3DS modded so it can run Power World. Discord also didn't give me the notification until an hour after you started your stream. I'm so sorry, brother. I felt so bad in the moment. I just want you to know that I was distraught in that moment when I saw you pop up in the chat during the ending cutscene. Oh, I'm so sorry, my brother. Sorry, I'm reading some of the chat messages out of order. Apologies for the confusion. But I just read your message, Sam. What is a Professor Oak challenge? You might have told me about it before, but I don't know if you explained it. I don't know, like, at least my memory might be failing me, but I don't know what the rules of a Professor Oak challenge are. How does that work? At least I made it to the end. Yeah, you got to watch Peach kiss Mario on the nose. Some NSFW content for the chat. Sorry. Again, I'm reading chat messages out of order, but correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Brandon, but is Pokemon Conquest a tactical RPG? Like, very much so along the same lines of Fire Emblem? I could be wrong. I know there is a tactical RPG Pokemon game. I know they've made a Pokemon game that's a TAC RPG. I just don't remember which one it is. It might be Conquest, it might not. I don't know. Yeah. It is. Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. And see, as much as I want to play it because I'm a Pokemon fanatic and very loyal to the series, I don't really like TAC RPGs, which is probably why I don't have Pokemon Conquest very high up on my priority list. Because similarly to how I have every game on my Steam wishlist ranked from 1 to like 300 in priority of how much I want to buy that game, I also have a list of every game I own but have not beaten, and that list is ranked from like 1 to 300 in priority of how much I want to play that game and beat that game. And I know for a fact Pokemon Conquest is not very high on that list, because a lot of the other Pokemon games I have are at like the top of the list, and Pokemon Conquest is not. But I'll still maybe get around to playing it sometime. I mean, just because I don't like tactical RPGs doesn't mean it's going to stop me from playing a Pokemon game. I mean, I hate MOBAs. I am the biggest and most vocal just MOBA hater. And I still played my one and only MOBA game. The first MOBA game I ever played and the last MOBA game I will ever play. And that was Pokemon Unite. And I only played it because it was Pokemon. They always say it's not about the friends we made along the way, it's about the destination. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's how that works. Okay, so the Professor Oak challenge. You're doing every Pokedex in every game. Right now I'm on Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Not really going in order. I mean, can't blame ya. That does seem a little tricky. I think the most difficult thing about that, or at least what would frustrate me the most, is the fact that you have games like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, for example, where you basically have to play both games to completion to finish the Pokedex. Like, you have to get both Dialga and Palkia, and that's going to take so much time just to beat the game twice. Oh, I do not envy you. That sounds very tedious. Beat G-Force 2009 Nintendo DS version? What is G-Force? I feel like you've talked about this in the chat before, and I don't remember. I should know, but I don't. Dude, I know I've heard the term G-force before. I've never mentioned it once. Okay, well now you're just gaslighting me. It's the movie with the guinea pigs. Somehow that makes me more confused. God dang it, I just dropped the lid to my water bottle. Fuck, where'd it go? Okay, I found it. Dude, I was gonna be so mad if it wasn't within arm's reach. Somehow describing it as the movie with the guinea pigs makes me more confused, and I have less confidence. I know what G-force is now. I actually think I don't know what G-force is. Technology uprising against humans, and the guinea pigs save everyone. So, like, the Wonder Pets? No, the Wonder Pets only had one guinea pig. There is also a turtle. I can't remember the rest of the Wonder Pets. I remember the guinea pig and the turtle, that's it. I remember now. How does everyone else remember, bro? This sounds like a complete made-up film. To me, at least. What the heck? The G-force. I guess it makes sense. The G stands for guinea pig. It was on Disney, I think. Maybe it makes sense that I don't know it then, because I didn't really grow up as a Disney kid. My parents didn't have cable. So I didn't watch a lot on TV. The only channels we got were the channels that the antenna on our roof could get. And Disney was not one of them. Similarly, I didn't have like Cartoon Network growing up. What was normally playing on my TV was like the news 24/7, pretty much. Like, I had access to YouTube before my parents ever got cable. So YouTube was kind of like my TV growing up as a kid. There's also Ming Ming the Duck, I think. That sounds racially motivated. I don't care if that's from the Wonder Pets. Someone needs to cancel the Wonder Pets. What the fuck? I watched the movie on cable TV as a kid. Again, that's probably why I don't understand it. I don't recognize it. I didn't have cable TV. It's kind of sad to admit, but it's so true. Like, YouTube was my TV as a kid. Like, I wasn't watching Ben 10. I was watching Beijing Canadian kill people in Hunger Games. And never teaming. He's not teaming. Sorry, it's a stupid joke. It's so stupid. You know what? We should turn this Pokemon music off in the background. Turn off the background music. Let's put on some Beijing Canadian Hunger Games music. Let's watch the music video right now, live on stream. Give me 1 second. I kind of want to pull it up, but I actually don't know if it's copyrighted or not. Like, I don't know if it'll get my stream copyright struck. I'm scared now. I'm scared of Beijing Canadian. He strikes fear into my heart. Whenever I see his red and black checkered Minecraft skin in a match of survival games, I immediately turn around and run the other way. Trust me when I had to double check the name of the duck because I thought my memory was wrong. Like, did I just make up a racially motivated duck in my head? Or did they actually name that duck Ming Ming? Put on some FNAF music. That'll get the younger audience, right? Can't wait to meet you in the animatronic family. Now we've got the Zoomers in the chat, boys. They're flocking to it. Like flies. Like moths to a flame. All you gotta do is a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's. You get all the fucking Zoomers in the chat. Maybe I'll be Tracer. Now, if I want my actual demographic, I don't really want Zoomers in my chat. I'm not gonna say no. But it's not like the demographic I'm going for. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. The demographic I'm going for with my audience base, what I want my chatters to be, are mostly depressed 20 and 30-year-olds. That's what I want my demographic to be. Again, I won't complain if we get a Zoomer in the chat. I won't complain if like an 80-year-old wants to watch. Hi, Grandpa. Nice to see ya. But my goal is to make this chat predominantly depressed 20 and 30-year-olds. However, another target audience I'm trying to reach out to, mostly just because I think I kind of fit that audience myself. It applies to me, is that of people with autism. And I think if we really wanted to attract the autistic community to this chat, give me just one moment. I know exactly the music we need to play. Give me just one moment. So if I want to attract fellow autists to this chat, like myself, again, I want to be one with my people. Oh, sorry, that's so fucked. Anyways. Yeah, so that's honestly what I want my community to be. I would like my community to be half that community and half like depressed middle-aged people. Because again, both of those are relatable to myself. I fit into both of those communities. So I might as well surround myself with like-minded people. Let me put the music back on. Name a better duo than like grilled cheese and tomato soup. Or name a better duo than Oreos and milk. I'll do you one better. Name a better duo than a kid wearing a Sonic t-shirt and noise suppression headphones on. I'm sorry. That's actually fucked. We just joke around in this chat, you know? Just have a little bit of fun in this chat sometimes. Again, I fit right in. I'm wearing my sensory headphones right now. They're Razer. I like the pretty colors. Anyways, fuck me. When will you learn? Listen, again, I'm allowed to make jokes because I'm a part of the community. It's not punching down. I'm just punching parallel. Horizontally to me. I'm punching over to the kids sitting next to me on the short bus. So, like, you know, if anything, I'm just making fun of myself at this point. That comment gotta be a hate crime in 50 countries. Okay. Let's not exaggerate. not many countries care about people like us. I'm fucking losing it. Oh my god. Oh, okay. How we doing? We got some nice music to help calm us down. I'm pretty sure this is Salacian Town from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Actually, I'm 100% certain it's Salacian Town. It's helping me find my center, reach my peace again. Okay. Back to the shiny hunt, my friends. Me and my boys are shiny hunting for Charmander. Oh shit. Good thing I'm not known to be a fan of Sonic. I was worried I might be autistic for a second there. I think you're in the clear, Sonic Generation fan 456. No chance you're autistic. Hey man, my first username online was like such a giveaway that I had a touch of autism. I don't know if anyone remembers this. I don't think anyone in my chat would have been around back then. One of my moderators who's oftentimes in the chat, and they were in the chat yesterday. Their name is Drac Star Jinx, but I just called him Drac. Drac was around back then, but my original name online was Ender Charizard. My childlike brain thought it was the coolest thing ever to combine Minecraft and Pokemon. So it was Ender Charizard. Half Enderman, full Charizard. That was my first ever online alias. And then after that, I made a second channel that was like predominantly shooter gameplay. I was playing mostly FPS games. And my name on that channel was 99, but it was spelled weird. That didn't last very long. After that, I changed my Ender Charizard name to Wolf99, which was my last online alias, and I think almost everyone probably knew about that. Everyone in the chat, currently at least. Because I only changed my alias, again, for hopefully a third and final time this year. I changed my alias from Wolf99 to WolfXP because I didn't love having numbers in my name. It also didn't help that I didn't put the numbers 99 in my name. It was the Roman numeral for 99. So my name was WolfXCIX. And when I tell you, almost no one knew what the fuck that was. Most people thought I just had a crazy, stupid name. Most people thought that I just coughed on the keyboard after writing the word wolf. It was just a misclick, a misinput. So, I changed my name from Wolf99, or WolfXCIX, to WolfXP, because it's just a lot cleaner. It also is way more fitting to the theme of this live stream, because my live stream is predominantly gaming content, so the XP kind of makes sense. I have a confession. Sometimes I will call... Wait. So... You'll call Salacion... Salagio? Am I saying that right? I think you've broken my brain, Sam. I don't even know how to pronounce it. My first name on the internet was NerdyGamer01. I was like 12. What was the 01 for then? Normally, that'd be like the year you were born. Unless you were born in 01. But if you were 12... I don't know. Maybe I just can't do math. For some reason, that math isn't mathing in my head. But I'm also terrible at math, so it could just be my fault. I'm probably making it way more confusing. Like, the way I worded it did not make sense. I admit that. Are you... Wait, sorry. I realize I'm reading chat messages out of order, but one of the chat messages I missed is, are you not a Zoomer? Zoomers are 1997 and after. See, I've heard different things when it comes to that. I've had people tell me that I'm a Zoomer, and I've had people tell me that I'm a millennial. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm either a very late millennial or a very early Zoomer, because I was born in 98. So, I don't know what 98 makes me. I think it just makes me confused, which explains my sexuality a little bit. Joking. If my wife's watching, I'm joking. I love her. Love women. Could also appreciate a good man. Kidding. But let me tell you, Cloud from Final Fantasy could get it. Sorry. See, these are the types of jokes I can make when my wife is busy and not in the room with me. I was born in 97, and I'm in the exact same situation. Yeah, I don't know, Brother Brandon. I don't know if we're millennials or Zoomers, and I also don't know which one I want to be associated with. I'm very conflicted about that as well. Yeah, I don't know which one I would prefer to be associated with. At least we're not Gen Alpha. Holy shit. I'm worried for those children. I was at Walmart earlier. This is a story. I know I already told this story once, but I told this story in the first hour of the stream, which I've since deleted. So I'm telling the story again. But I was at Walmart earlier to buy just a pack of wrenches, because somehow I've gone this far in my life without ever owning wrenches. I have like a whole screwdriver set. I've got a lot of tools and things like that, but somehow I've never owned wrenches before. And I need wrenches to fix my car tomorrow. Technically, I only need one wrench. I need a very specific size, but fuck it. Might as well buy an entire pack of wrenches. And when I was at Walmart, walking past the pharmacy, there was a woman in line for the pharmacy, and she had 2 children with her. And both of her children were playing what I can only describe as a version of the penis game. If you don't know what the penis game is, it's where you and a friend will both say the word penis, but you take turns doing it. And one person starts out very quiet, almost like a whisper, like a penis. And the next person goes, they're a little bit louder, penis. And it goes back and forth until one of you's just screaming, penis! Are you telling me you don't know the penis game? Let's not pretend like we don't know what the penis game is, chat. Anyways, this woman had her 2 children in line with her for the pharmacy. And her children were playing a version of that game, but it was just 6-7. Like, when I initially walked past them, they were just going 6-7, 6-7. And then by the time I made it back to the section of the Walmart with the wrenches, I could still hear them from the other side of Walmart screaming 6-7. Oh, the 6-7 game. Stop. No, it's not the 6-7 game. It's the penis game. You're not going to culturally appropriate my penis game. Sorry. Something is wrong with me in the fucking head, dog. Yeah, so like, I was at Walmart earlier, and having to experience that in real time made me happy to at least not be Gen Alpha. I'm okay with being a Zoomer, I'm okay with being a Millennial. Truly don't know which one I actually am. But someone put a bullet in my head if I was just Gen Alpha. You know, this is supposed to be a playlist of chill Pokemon music, and I think Driftvale City is the exact opposite of chill, but I'm still vibing. There was this one ginger-headed girl who would start off yelling. Oh, she was going into the penis game a little too hard. You know, that's why I don't play the penis game anymore. There's too many sweats, bro. It's fucking boring. Sweats ruin the penis game. I was born in '02. '02 was taken, so I made myself older by making your name Nerdy Gamer 01. I mean, that's more respectable than going the other way around. I feel like we all lied about our age growing up. Like, I definitely lied about my age to make a Club Penguin account. And I don't regret it. Club Penguin's an amazing game. I like that with my new job title, I can say 6-7 on the mic whenever I want. I don't know if I would say whenever. I feel like eventually you would get in trouble. Depending on what supervisor or manager walked by when you did it. If it was me, I wouldn't give a fuck. See, that's why I said earlier, though, I was too lenient as a supervisor. I never wanted to write anyone up. I never wanted to get anyone in trouble. I just wanted people to have a good day at work. Now, if you said, like, 6-7 on the microphone to... I'm not going to name names. But some of the other supervisors... they would be less fun about it. But, you know... sadly, those things are out of my control now, because I don't work there anymore. In some ways, it makes me a little sad. I do miss it, but I also am enjoying my new job and my new paycheck, more specifically. My new paycheck has allowed me to do things that I wasn't able to do before, because I didn't really have any expendable income. Like buy that 3DS. Or buy 4 copies of Fire Red and Leaf Green. Jesus Christ, something is wrong with me, bro. As long as the job gets done, everyone is safe, and no one is offended outside of the group. I don't care what we do along the way. And see, that's the mentality more people gotta have, Sam. Basically the mentality I had when I was a supervisor at my old job. Oh, man. Okay. Let's keep going. See, part of me has considered doing like a sub-only stream, because I've never done one before and I just want to test it, and I think it would be kind of fun to do it with this, like shiny hunting. But what's holding me back is a couple things. One, I only have like 5 subs. And 2, I think I'd be kind of sad if I got the shiny in a sub-only live stream, because there wouldn't be anyone in the chat to like react and get hype with me. Plus, I'm not going to be doing sub-only live streams very frequently. I just wanted to test it out to see how it works. I've never done it before, and I don't know, like, I don't even really know how to do it. I mostly just wanted to experiment with it. But I don't know. I just don't know if it'd be worth it because like it almost feels like you're alienating your viewer base. Like I don't mind uploading fun little videos, like almost highlight videos for my subs. I've done it before where I've posted like a video to my Twitch that's sub only. But something about doing a live stream that's sub only feels a little silly, especially for a channel of my size. But I was thinking about it, and the reason I even brought it up in the first place is because I thought maybe shiny hunting would be a good stream for sub only. But I don't know. It also might be the worst stream for sub only now that I think about it, because these live streams kind of heavily require chat interaction to be entertaining. Like, there's not much going on gameplay-wise. We're just playing the same 2 minutes of the game over and over and over again. So the gameplay is not as entertaining. The chat is more entertaining for these types of live streams. And if I limit that chat to sub only, then that kind of kills the momentum in that regard. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think sub only is something I would ever do like on my channel. I just want to try it out one time so I know how to do it. Because I don't know how. I don't know what I would play though. We could maybe do like a Mario Kart. Something that's very like high energy, where the gameplay is the majority of the focus. Or like Counter-Strike. Ooh, we could do Counter-Strike. That might be what we do. I might test a sub-only stream with Counter-Strike in the future. Again, just to try it out. I don't think... Here's the reason I don't think I would ever actually do sub-only streams in the future. Because it would be way more fun to make like a subscriber reward something else. Something similar, but different. For example, we could make one of our subscriber rewards like once a month we have a game night together in the Discord server for subs only. That's way more fun and also way more rewarding for people to subscribe than a sub only stream. Oh god, I just dropped the clicker. That's why I don't think I would ever do sub only streams. Because it would alienate non-subs, and also it's not even that good of a reward. It really isn't a good reward for subscribers. When I could do game nights instead, or upload videos for subs only instead. I think something for sub only would be like a community night. That's also a really good idea. And it's very similar to my game night idea, but we could actually stream it still. Because I guess you're right, that is one downfall, one negative, now that I think about it, of like doing a game night, is it would be on Discord, not on Twitch. And therefore, it wouldn't be as, I don't know, enjoyable. Because we could still do the game night, but live stream it. And then people who aren't subs, and might not be able to participate, can at least watch still. I like that idea, actually. I like that idea a lot. What a wonderful idea. See, this is why I just try to use the chat to help come up with some of these ideas. Because on my own, my ideas are kind of mid. But with y'all in the chat helping, together we can come up with some banging content. I mean, I know a couple live streams ago, someone in the chat was suggesting we do a foot cam on stream. And I would have never thought of that myself. Like, I've done hand cam before. This is basically a hand cam. But foot cam is such a great idea. You know? That person should come up with some more ideas. I'm gonna make them my advisor. I'm gonna make the foot fetish person my advisor on stream. They're gonna come up with all of my ideas moving forward. Community night is what I see smaller streamers do. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I think that's a better way of doing things. It's way better than a sub-only stream, and I also think it's better than like a game night on Discord. I agree. I like that idea a lot. It's not as good as the foot cam idea, but it's still a pretty good idea, Sam. Sorry. Alright. What are we at right now? Almost at 2,900. Not bad. $888. Cool. Oh, man. I still need to fix my car tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that live stream and like catch up on all of the things I need to get done around the house. Like, I have mountains of laundry I need to fold. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that tomorrow. Sadly. Getting close to 2,900, yeah. Listen, I don't know why, but 2,900 just sounds like a good number. Sounds like a lucky number. I could see us getting the shiny at 2,900. Somewhere around there. See, I know I mentioned this before, but I don't remember how recently we've talked about this. But part of the reason we're doing this series, part of the reason I'm trying to beat this game with shinies only, is because eventually, at some point in my life, I would like to beat every Pokemon region with shinies only. As of right now, I've technically only done it once, that being the Galar region. We have beaten Pokemon Sword with shinies only. But I eventually want to beat every region. After we're done here in Kanto, maybe we move on to Johto. After that, we go to Hoenn. But some of those games might be just so insanely difficult to do unless we bend the rules a little bit. For example, the Unova region. That's a tough one. That's going to be tough. Because if I think about it, after we get done here in the Kanto region, a lot of the other regions have a lot of easy shiny hunts you can do. For example, the Johto region, the starter shiny hunts 3 times as fast because you can see the shiny sprite in the screen where you select all the starters. So it basically speeds up that shiny hunt 3 times. And then in the Hoenn region, we could go play Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which not only has better shiny odds than the original Ruby and Sapphire, but it also has some easier shiny hunts. In the Sinnoh region, I could go play Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which same thing. It has better shiny odds, and also some easier shiny hunting methods. But then when you get to Unova, there isn't a remake for Unova, the way there's a Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. There isn't an Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the way there is for Ruby and Sapphire. The Unova region that actually scares me a little bit. Sorry, there's a speck of dust on this screen. It scares me to try and beat Black and White with only shinies. And I don't even want to think about it. It's gonna be like a nightmare. Now, there are ways you could technically bend the rules, like I said. There are a lot of shinies in Generation 5 that you can find. Like, there are some free shinies in that game. The same way that the Red Gyarados is a free shiny in Johto, there are free shinies in Black and White, but you have to like beat the game to get those shinies. However, what we could do to kind of bend the rules is do a regular playthrough of Black and White, play through the games normally, catch some shinies, and then trade them over to another copy of Black and White when we do the shiny only playthrough. I feel like that's a little scummy though, so I'm not sure yet. I'm very torn about what I want to do when it comes to the Unova region, but thankfully we have a lot of time to think about it. I have a lot of time to make up my mind. And then Gen 6, Gen 7 onward, it gets a lot easier, thankfully. Gen 3 Shiny Hunt is way faster than Gen 5. In Gen 5, it takes 90 seconds from booting up until you see your shiny. In Gen 3, you boot up the game, check, and then reset. Yeah. That's another reason I'm a little scared of Gen 5, is I know it's going to be a much more timely Shiny Hunt. Excuse me, I had to cough. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. Everything about beating Gen 5 with shinies only makes me a little anxious. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't know, we got a lot of time before that happens. We still haven't even beaten the Kanto region with shinies only, so we got a lot of time until we get to Gen 5. Hi, Abby. How are you? Okay. Yeah, what do you need? Yeah, sorry. I mean, you can throw it to me. Here. Oh no. It opened up. Lucky. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. How does this work? Well, Marvin, I'm so glad you asked. In these games, finding a shiny Pokemon is about a 1 in 8,000 chance. So we're playing it 4 times at once to hopefully speed up that process 4 times as fast. And we just keep turning the game on and off, getting another Charmander from Professor Oak. And if it's shiny, cool. If not, we go again. And obviously we have not found a shiny yet because we are at 2,908 resets. About to be 2,912 as we're going again. And you just keep turning the game on and off. Keep going through the opening cutscene with Professor Oak where you get to pick your starter Pokemon. Again, and again, and again, until we get a Charmander that is shiny. And like I said, the odds of that are 1 in 8,000, so not great. But that's okay. It's helping me learn patience and resilience. That's how I'll word it. It's a nice way to try to make it sound positive. Unlucky. As someone who's lived it, look elsewhere first. Yeah. Gen 5 definitely worries me. And like I said, that might be one of the only games where I'm willing to bend the rules a little bit and like do a normal playthrough of Black and White first, catch some shinies in that normal playthrough, and then try to do a shiny only playthrough with those shinies. I don't know. That feels a little bit like cheating, though. Kind of torn. That's crazy. Yeah, listen. Crazy is a very good way to word it. Because I feel crazy sometimes when we're playing 4 games at once and turning them on and off again 2,900 times. But you know what? It'll be so worth it when we finally get the shiny. At least we got some good, chill music in the background. I'm vibing to the music we're playing right now. This playlist is top tier. Go again. See, I think it does look a little crazy. I can admit that. Like, sometimes I'll have a moment of self-reflection and self-awareness where I look down and just watch myself play 4 Pokemon games at the same time. And I think about what in my life has brought me to this moment. It can't be anything good. Oh, man. I'm still so nervous that I'm gonna miss the shiny. Like, I'll accidentally not notice it before I turn off one of the systems. I think there's a couple things that might help us out in that regard, though, and hopefully something that'll like save us from making that mistake is the fact that we are playing on 4 devices at once, so the shiny should hopefully stand out much more, and it'll have much more contrast to the other 3 Charmander on screen. But also the fact that, like, I am trying to almost purposefully look at all 4 screens individually before I turn off the systems. Like, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. I'm doing that in my head so I don't miss it. I used to do this in the morning before work started, writing tallies down in a notebook. Couldn't look more strange than me. I mean, I guess you're right. Tallies in a notebook does look a little strange. It's almost worrisome. Like, if you're on the bus, going to work, and you're sitting on that bus and you see a dude next to you just scribbling tallies in a notebook, I'd get off the bus. I'd walk the rest of the way to work, dog. Like, ain't no way I'm sitting on that bus. That's like almost the exact same vibe as that scene from The Shining, where I don't know her name right now. I can't think of her name from the movie. Shelley Duvall's character. I probably can't think of her name because all I can think of when I imagine Shelley Duvall in my head are those commercials where she just goes, "Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall," like 20 times. Hold up. I feel like I sound like a crazy person just saying that. Let me look up the commercial. Just so you guys can picture what I'm picturing in my head. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Alright.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
My phone died. I feel so bad. You just came back to the stream as I'm trying to hypnotize you with Shelley Duvall. My bad. It's probably the creepiest thing you could have came back to the stream with. Anyways, how did I even get on this topic? Oh yeah, we were talking about The Shining. So, that scene in The Shining where Shelley Duvall's character finds the book that Jack was tempting to write, and it's just the same sentence over and over again. That's kind of the same vibe I get to, like, putting tallies in a notebook, and why I would probably be a little scared to, like, sit next to someone on public transportation who's just writing tallies in a notebook. It's crazy. What happens after you get the shiny? So, my plan is to beat this game. Not just beat the game, but, like, play the entire game with only shiny Pokemon. So I'm not allowed to catch any Pokemon that aren't shiny. Now, sadly, the most difficult part of that is having to get a shiny Charmander, because we cannot start playing the game until our starter Pokemon is a shiny. But then after we get the shiny Charmander, there are some shiny hunts that are a lot easier, and there are some Pokemon we can go catch that'll take way, way less time to find as a shiny. The reason this shiny hunt is so difficult is just because we have to constantly turn the game on and off, open up the game, then go through the opening cutscene, then talk to Professor Oak, and finally we can get our Charmander, only to check, see if it's shiny, and so far 2,932 times it has not been shiny. So just having to go through this opening cutscene so many times in a row takes so much time. But after we get shiny Charmander, catching the rest of the shinies we need to beat this game should hopefully be a breeze in comparison. And it'll hopefully take way less time. That's the plan, at least. You just hit exactly 30% odds at 2,921 attempts. I don't hate those odds. You know, I'm pretty confident in myself on 30% odds. Are these the original games? Yeah. So, not only am I playing on physical hardware, but all of the games are legitimate copies of either Pokemon Fire Red or Pokemon Leaf Green. So, I have 4 copies of Fire Red and Leaf Green combined. Where was I? I realize it's a little difficult to see. It's also a little difficult to tell, because this is like a $14 camera, but you know, we don't really have it in the budget for a more expensive camera. No shinies, big sad. Bro is not beating the action replay allegations. What do you mean, dog? I've actually never owned an action replay in my life. I never had like a Game Shark. I never had any of those devices. The only time I've ever cheated in a video game is like on an emulator, where there are practically cheats built in. But I've never cheated on a physical copy of a game. Only emulation. Let us know when it's 33%. That is a good reminder. I agree. I would like to know when we hit 33% odds, when it's exactly 1/3. Just for funsies. And also because, like, maybe it's pure ignorance, but I think once we get to 33%, we're basically guaranteed to get the shine. That's how that works, right? Bro is running a Pokemon emulator on his Game Boy. You got me. I actually hacked my 2 DSs here. I put an emulator on my DS. I still have my original Pokemon Gold and Omega Ruby dying for a Crystal remake. I think, like, Omega Ruby, one of the best remakes of all time. But like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you haven't played them, are actually like the best remakes of all time. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are some of the best games I've ever played. Not just like some of the best Pokemon games I've ever played, they are some of the best video games I've ever played. 33% is at 3,321 attempts. So we still got a ways to go. It'll be a while. Alright, let's get it. I'm getting really tired though. 3 hours into the stream. I wanted to go for 4 hours today, but I might call it early. Just because I don't want to, you know, keep myself up too late. I do want to go to bed at a relatively normal time, especially because I have to fix my car tomorrow. That's okay. We're doing another Shiny Hunt stream here in the next couple days, so we'll have even more time to try to grind some of these out. Emotions, yeah. This song brings back so many emotions for me. I don't know if I've told this story before on stream. Apologies if I have. Apologies if I'm being redundant. But I once uploaded a YouTube video where I was playing a Minecraft hardcore multiplayer server with some of my friends. And it lasted like 2 days. And in those 2 days, all of my friends died. And I was the only person left on the server. It went from a multiplayer server to like a single player let's play. Real quick. And I made like a highlight video about it. Just, kind of showcasing like all the funny moments that happened and all of the deaths that my friends experienced. And at the end of that YouTube video, I attached this song to it. So the YouTube video just ends with this song playing. 'Cause I couldn't think of any other sad music to play. I couldn't think of anything else that would fully express my sadness of watching all of my friends die. And honestly, I think the song was very fitting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll try to go to like 3,100 tonight. I'm torn. You could have played Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. You know what? You're so right. See, I wouldn't want my YouTube video to get completely, you know, copyright strike, sorry. I never know if I should say copyright strike or copyright struck. See, struck just feels wrong. It sounds wrong to say out loud, but it's probably grammatically correct. Hey, Abby. Here, give me one sec. Anyway, sorry about that. I have no clue what I was talking about, I'm gonna be honest. Did I hit the clicker for this one? I think we did. And even if we didn't, I don't want to do it and double count these resets. Yeah, we'll just move on. I can't remember if I increased the counter for those for Charmanders or not. I remember so many 2006 YouTube tutorials screen recorded, notepad, in 240p, with that song playing for some reason. I remember a lot of the YouTube tutorials I played and watched as a kid had like all of the same no copyright like dubstep music in the background. Like I can picture the song in my head, but I don't know how I would search it up because I don't know the name of the song. Like I can play it in my mind right now, but I don't know what the song is called. And I don't know how I would search it other than typing in like YouTube tutorial dubstep song into the search bar. But like, not only did every YouTube tutorial have like the same dubstep music, but also a lot of like almost vlogging content have the same like non-copyrighted kind of cheerful, go lucky, happy music in the background. I can also like play that music in my mind perfectly. I don't know how I would ever look that up, but I can hear the song in my head right now. Why do I not recognize this song? What game is this song from? Give me one sec. Interesting. It's Route 18 from X and Y. That's probably why I don't remember it though, because like, I'll be honest with you boys, X and Y might go down as like some of the most forgettable games for me. Now thankfully, playing Legends ZA recently did help refresh a lot of my memory. But so much of X and Y just like is forgotten. It's not burned in my brain. Which is weird because it's not like I hate those games. In fact, like my least favorite Pokemon game, I probably have more memories of, but that might just be because they're bad memories. I think X and Y for me was just kind of mid. It's not a bad video game. It was just like a mid Pokemon game. So I don't have a lot of memories of that game. I don't know. Again, they're not bad games. I don't hate them. I think they've just kind of fallen into the bell curve of being so average. I don't remember much about them. It was the first time Pokemon went 3D. That is notable. But the games themselves don't really stand out to me. Like, there are very few soundtracks, for example, that I could play in my mind off memory alone. Unlike a lot of the older Pokemon games. But that might also just be the nostalgia. I don't know. It's not received the best. And I get that. I know a lot of people probably didn't like those games because they were 3D. Like I said, I thought they were fine. They just didn't wow me in the same way like Black and White 2 did. Or Platinum. So, Yeah. I don't have, like, really any memories associated with X and Y. That is actually a lie. There's one memory I have associated with Pokemon X and Y, and it's the fact that I always thought the Elite Four was so laughably easy. I remember beating that Elite Four, like, with the worst team of underlevel Pokemon. Like, it just felt so easy. I remember loving X and Y, but not as much as Black 2. And you know, I think that might be another reason I don't remember X and Y that much. Because they were sandwiched in between two of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Like, before X and Y came out, the last games released were Black and White 2, my favorite Pokemon games of all time, as well as my favorite video game of all time. And then after X and Y came out, they released Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which are like top 3 Pokemon games of all time. I love those games. So the fact that Black and White 2 came out before it, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out after it, those are just two games that I absolutely adore. And having X and Y in the middle kind of leaves it forgotten amongst the titans it's standing between. I was so excited that I went to the midnight launch of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I got so bored of Omega Ruby that I gave up halfway through, though. See, that's a bummer for me to hear. But again, I said this earlier in the stream, I'm well aware Ruby and Sapphire are not everyone's cup of tea. I love them, but it's definitely a nostalgia bias, as well as a bias because they were the first games I ever owned. So, like, it being my first video game ever, I was completely enamored by it as a kid. Pokemon Sun, I gave up after a few hours. It's funny you say that because I did the same thing. I got so bored of Sun and Moon, and I thought there were so many needless cutscenes with just mind-numbing exposition that wasn't necessary, and the amount of times that your rival or friend, whatever you want to call him, would interrupt the gameplay just to talk with you. I just grew so tired of it. I actually took like a month-long break from Sun and Moon. I started playing the games, got bored and quit, and then a month later came back and beat the games. I just needed like a month for my brain to decompress. I have not played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon yet, which is kind of embarrassing to admit because I own both of them. Regrettably bought Pokemon Shield, only played for 30 minutes. I mean, I can't necessarily blame you. Those games I found to be very underwhelming. I think the DLC is great, but the fact that you have to pay for the best part of the game is kind of a bummer. I bought Legends Arceus in 2022 and still haven't put the cartridge in my Switch. That is a little bit of a bummer to hear, my dearest brother Sonic. Sorry, Sonic Generation fan. Because those are actually really good games. I would definitely recommend trying it out. But also, you have to be a very specific type of person to enjoy those games. Because they can be very grindy, especially if you're going for like a full completion of the game. Very grindy. And I like that. That doesn't bother me at all. But I also recognize that's going to be a bit of a boring kind of gameplay loop for some people. I stopped playing all Pokemon after Black 2. I hated the 3D models at the time. Picked it back up with Sword. See, I go back and forth on how I feel about the 3D models. I think it was excusable on the 3DS because the 3DS's hardware just couldn't it couldn't run high definition 3D models. But on the Switch, I've been disappointed pretty much time and time again how lackluster the graphics are. And I wouldn't have that feeling in my heart if they just stuck with 2D and they continued to do like 2D HD pixel art sprites. Like that's a literal art style in and of itself. Like you got games like Octopath Traveler who have perfected the HD pixel art kind of aesthetic, and I think it's beautiful. A lot of recent Square Enix games have been like that, like Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, Live Alive. Those games have completely perfected the pixel art kind of design. And Pokemon could have kept going that route. They could have kept just making really pretty pixel art inspired games. But instead, they tried to dip their toes into 3D, and I just think they're like... It sometimes feels like they're 5 generations behind graphically. Like, there are GameCube games that look better than Pokemon Legends ZA. And I don't understand why. It's definitely disappointing. Also, I think I'm going to go to bed early tonight, boys. We might end the stream here soon. Might be our last 4 resets. I'm just getting very tired. And we have been live for like 3 hours and 15 minutes, so not terrible. Alright, last 4 Charmanders. Let's see if we get anything good. I've got high hopes, I've got high optimism. I've ended a live stream before on a shiny. It's happened once before, where the last reset was a shiny. Not tonight. 3,000 resets. No shinies yet. That's okay, though. That's alright. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head out here soon. I do appreciate everyone who showed up to the chat today, though. And I want to end the stream with one little announcement, more of like a reminder, because I've talked about it a lot on stream lately. I did recently put out a YouTube video for the first time in 3 years. I've published a YouTube video. So, I just want to quickly kind of share it. I'll play like the first minute and then end the stream. Just to kind of entice you all to maybe watch it. Because also, I haven't uploaded in 3 years, like I said, so the YouTube algorithm probably hates me, and my channel is probably dead to YouTube. So the odds of the video getting any views naturally are quite low. It's very unlikely the video is ever going to get any views. So just give me one moment here. Pull up monitor 1. Alright.
Corners in.
Oh god, I forgot I already watched some of the videos. It was like halfway through that scared me. Yeah. Like I said, it's our first video in 3 years. Oh, where's the chat? Why is the chat missing? Give me 1 second. Wrong one. Okay, whatever. First video in 3 years. I'm gonna post the link in both the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat. Y'all should definitely check it out. It'd be kind of cool, kind of quirky, kind of random. Oh god. I just created a black hole, bro. Give me a second. I gotta post this in the chat before it happens again. Did it work? I don't think it worked. Oh no, it's because I'm on my collab channel. Oh, that's annoying. Here, hold up. We're fixing it for a second. I forgot I can't post the link in my chat because I'm not on my YouTube channel right now. I'm on my collab channel. All right, let me log into my YouTube account. Post it this way. YouTube has a little less delay for me. That's good. I'm actually glad to hear that. I was worried my YouTube stream would look like shit. Okay. Anyways. Apologies for creating a little black hole there. Anyways. Like I said, this will be the last thing we do before ending the stream. First video in 3 years. This is a little teaser. We spent a lot of time working on this. I literally did 2 live streams where I was just editing the video. And a lot of y'all helped with that edit, gave me some really good ideas, which I appreciate.
I've been doing this for like 10 years, and
So
I still don't know how to do an intro.
If you
But
could check out the
anyways,
video,
I
that'd be
created
kind
my
of cool.
Twitch account back in February 2015, and I've been on YouTube even longer. And for some reason, even though I've taken multiple month-long breaks and sometimes even a year-long break, I've stayed live streaming and uploading throughout that
I don't like listening to myself, but I'll do it.
entire period. And that's
Just so I can share the
crazy
video.
for me to say out loud. It's even crazier that people have actually continued to watch throughout that time. And while the fan base might be small, the viewer count might be in the single digits, I'm still extremely appreciative of that. And I'm even more appreciative of everyone who's helped me along the way, my friends who have streamed with me, played games with me, or even just supported me. It means a lot. So this is going to be a compilation.
Like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos like
of
this.
All of the best clips across the last 10 years. And additionally, down in the description, I'll have a list of all of the people who have helped me along the way, because it means a lot. I'm super excited for the next 10 years. And at this rate, I don't think this hobby's ever going to stop for me, even if no one watches anymore. It's just too much fun.
That comment is insane. You look just like the guy in the video. Who, me?
And I really enjoy it, and I really appreciate y'all. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the compilation, and I'll see y'all in the next 10 years.
If I could go...
I look like a child, by the way. I look like an infant. This was
through
2017,
the entire Great
though.
Plateau without dying, I'd be pretty happy. It's not that hard to do either. In the...
You don't play. You don't
We'll
play
do this
it.
one.
Damn it. What the fuck?
Anyways, pause it there. Promise it's not all Counter-Strike, by the way. I just played a lot of Counter-Strike when I first started streaming. Yeah. If y'all check out the video, that would mean a lot to me. Wish you all the most wonderful rest of your night. Hope you have a beautiful evening. I'm gonna head out. I will be back tomorrow with Stardew Valley, and then we're doing another shiny hunting stream in like a couple days. I know on the schedule I put, what day did I put on the schedule? The 11th. Realistically, it could be any day between the 9th and the 12th. I work the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I'm trying to like encourage myself to live stream more after work, but it's tough. I usually just want to come home and sleep. So I'm going to try to do it on the 11th, but it could really happen any day. The shiny hunt is up in the air, but we are definitely shiny hunting at least one more time in the next 4 days. So look forward to that. And then, yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow with Stardew. I have the hiccups. Have a wonderful night. See y'all later. Peace out, boys.